Most companies don't fail because they have a bad map. They fail because the person who drew the map and the person driving the truck both live on two different planets. I've sat in the boardrooms, I have seen the $1 million perfect plans, and I have seen them fizzle out quietly in the office hallway. Today, I'm going to show you why your strategy is actually not working and the 5 gaps that are affecting your results. The failure number 1, the assumption gap. I was in the MPCG telecom circle in India, that is Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. A leader flies in from the head office with a churn reduction strategy. She's got the heat maps, got 50 PowerPoint slides, and a plan built for South Delhi. She wanted high-end digital schemes to reduce the churn. But on the ground, our customers were not digital natives. They were low income group residents and small traders looking for better signal strength and quality of the connection. We were trying to play a 4K video on a 2G connection. The problem here is if your idea comes from a plush corner office with no exposure to ground reality, then the strategy will fall on your face. We did not have an execution problem. We had a contextual blindness. We were applying a metropolitan solution to a rural reality. Even if your strategy is right, there could be 3 silent friction points which are waiting in your organization to stall your progress. The first one being the clarity gap. Strategy is often communicated in high level abstractions. If your frontline staff cannot explain the plan to a 10-year-old in 15 seconds, you do not have a strategy. You just have a secret. And people don't execute what they don't understand. The second is the alignment gap. Organizations often experience a conflict between stated objectives and actual incentives. If you ask your team for customer satisfaction, but your incentive structure only rewards the sales volume, the team will always follow the incentive. Teams do not follow what you say, but what you reward. So you cannot execute a new strategy using an old reward system. The next is the ownership gap. A common mistake is making a department responsible for a goal rather than an individual. When everyone is responsible, then nobody is accountable. Without a clear owner for every milestone, the strategy becomes a suggestion rather than a mandate. It's something like a relay race where everyone is on the track, but you don't know who's holding the baton. I saw an IT giant try to take on HP. Great product, great demos, but leadership had a stopwatch problem. They wanted trust based corporate sales at the speed of biscuit sale. They were measuring the harvest while the seeds were still underground. They pulled the plug 10 yards before the finish line. Every strategy has a natural speed limit. If you force to take off before it hits the right speed, you don't fly, you just crash into the fence. Stop building the strategies for the boardroom. Start building them for the street. Stop looking at your slides, but start looking at your shoes. If there's no dust on them, you don't know what's happening on the ground. A good strategy without execution is not a business plan, it's just an expensive conversation. Close the gaps or close the business.